Rosh Hashana. We want to do the entry Rosh Hashana, Yom Adin. Rosh Hashana is Yom Adin Agadol, Asher Melech B'Mishpat Yamid Aretz. Mishlei, King Solomon writes, Rosh Hashana is the day of judgment, which the king is going to make the whole land go through judgment. Chol Bnei Olam Ovrin Lefanav Kebnei Maron. All the people in the world, Goyim, Jews, even the dead people, they all get judged and they all pass in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu like Bnei Maron, one by one in a single file line. Hashem will say, who will live and who will die? Who will get cancer this year? Who won't get cancer this year? Who will make $1 million? Who will make $5? Who will have a house? Who won't have a house? Who will go through peace and who will go through war? All these things are determined on the holy day of Rosh Hashanah, and the person has to realize Hashem did us the biggest chesed, biggest kindness. Hashem didn't have to tell us when Rosh Hashanah was. Imagine you would go and just boom, you got judged. What? Yeah, you just got judged, that's it. Tell me, I wanted to prepare, I wanted to ask forgiveness, I wanted to admit the truth, I wanted to do teshuvah. No, we judged you already. Your how much you're going to make, your health, your kids, your this, your success, all determined already. Well, what? At least tell me, give me a warning. Hashem says, yeah, I do give you a warning. I announced, I told you what day it is, I tell you, prepare in advance, the month of Elul. So therefore, a person has to realize the tremendous hesed Hashem didn't have to tell us. So therefore, you have to capitalize. He says that the Kubalim write that there's two parts of serving Hashem, that's having ahava and having yirah. You have to have love and you have to have fear of Hashem. The fear of Hashem is represented by the negative commandments, the Leotah says. And the love of Hashem is represented by the mitzvot aseh, the positive commandments. And therefore a person has to work on both. In order to come to the holiday Rosh Hashanah, he has to work on both. He says, what is it like? It's like a person whose eyes are closed and it's dark outside. That means that a person will need to open his eyes and he will need light in order to be able to know where to go. A person who doesn't have fear of Hashem and doesn't have love for Hashem, he's like a person whose eyes are closed and he's in the dark outside and he's trying to walk home. Very easily he'll fall into a pit, he'll fall into a bush of thorns, he'll get hurt, he'll get robbed. So therefore a person has to realize that even if you just have fear of Hashem, you just have, I don't want to go to Gehenom, I don't want to lose Parnasah, I'm scared of the judgment, I have to chozer b'tshuvah. At the end of the day, still, you're only like a guy who opened his eyes but still doesn't have light outside. He's still walking in the dark. A person will have to have both, and he will need to have ahava of Hashem. There'll be situations where you don't have fear. Fear won't help you, right? You say, okay, this is the punishment. Okay, I'll take the punishment, no problem. So therefore, you need ahava, also love for Hashem, in order to be able to serve Him properly. And the day of Rosh Hashanah, everybody feels the fear of Hashem, but a person has to realize that you have to work on getting it before Rabbi Salanter famously said that in the month of Elul, even the fish were tittering, were shaking in the water from the day of judgment coming, in the times of when he lived in Europe. So he says that a person has to make sure to work on his midot. Rabbi Salanter also famously said it is easier to finish the entire Shas than to go and change one bad attribute. The person has to realize you could finish 7 years doing Daf Yomi, but it still take you longer to go and change your midot. So a person has to start working on it now. He says a lot of times the preparation for the mitzvah is a higher level than the mitzvah, because according to the preparation is according to how the mitzvah is going to be. If you learn about Rosh Hashanah, and if you prepare the prayers, the mahazor, you have to read the book, you have to read the sidur, you have to know what you're going to say. You're going to be praying for your life, you're going to make a presentation for a business deal. If you're going to come and not know the numbers, you're going to be embarrassed, you're not going to make any money. So how much more so a person to plead his case on Rosh Hashanah, he has to know the sidur, he has to know at least the amidah, what is he going to be saying, what is he going to be reading, and according to the preparation is according to how much fear and seriousness he's going to take on Rosh Hashanah, he's going to have on Rosh Hashanah. So therefore, each person has to bolster himself and prepare himself for the holy day of Rosh Hashanah. He says, it's the same day, same time. It's like Shabbat. We know we have happiness and we have joy and we have pleasure, and we know the holidays are the same. We know the Rosh Hashanah is also a holiday, and you have to have this balance of both fear and love for Hashem. We celebrate, we eat good food, we dress nicely on Rosh Hashanah. We're confident Hashem will give us a good judgment. But at the same time, we have to have fear. Imagine you're doing an operation for someone's brain, right? You're very, very serious. There's no joking, right? You have to go and don't know what you're doing. But at the same time, we're so happy because we're healing this guy, and eventually he's going to be a healthy person again. So that's how a person has to view his service of Hashem. It's not very serious and everything is depressing and everything is, a person has to be upset and sad and boring. No, you could be lively, you could be happy, you have to be serious, and you have to realize that we have to do the job right, and we're going to celebrate and be happy once it's all said and done. So therefore a person has to have these both thoughts in mind when it comes to the holy day.